If you think you know how rich Elon Musk is, think again. The moment you hear the headline number hundreds of billions, you might assume we're talking about cash in the bank. But that's exactly where most people misunderstand this story. What does real net worth actually mean when we talk about the richest person on Earth? Let's break it down. Right now, most estimates put Elon Musk's net worth between roughly $680 billion and $850 billion, and that's a huge gap depending on who's doing the math. According to Forbes, Musk is worth about $849.3 billion as of early 2026, making him the richest person alive. But if you check the Bloomberg Billionaires Index, you'll see a lower figure, around $676 billion. Why does this matter? Because net worth isn't a single universally agreed number. It's an estimate that changes with market moves, asset valuations, and even how private holdings are priced. More importantly, it's not money he can spend on demand. So where does all this wealth come from? SpaceX and XAI, the biggest piece of Musk's fortune is his stake in SpaceX, now valued at over $1 trillion after merging with his AI company, XAI. Musk owns roughly 43% of that. Tesla, he owns around 12% of Tesla, which still makes up a huge chunk of his paper wealth. Other ventures, his ownership in Neuralink, the Boring Company, and X, formerly Twitter ad, smaller but still significant pieces. But here's the twist. None of this wealth is sitting in a bank account. Most of it is tied up in stocks and private company valuations that can swing wildly. Here's the part that surprises most people. Musk might be worth close to $850 billion on paper. But his liquid assets, things he could actually spend today, are tiny in comparison. According to investor discussions and analyst breakdowns, Musk only holds a small fraction of his wealth in cash or easily sellable assets, with the vast majority tied to company equity. In fact, compared to billionaires like Bill Gates, who has tens of billions in cash and liquid assets, Musk might be one of the least liquid wealthy people on the planet. That's because selling large chunks of SpaceX or Tesla would crash the price and evaporate most of the value. Another big part of the confusion comes from how private companies are valued. For SpaceX, the $1 trillion valuation used by Forbes includes future growth expectations, not actual money that has changed hands. Bloomberg's estimates use more conservative pricing based on recent secondary sales. Then there's the legal situation with Tesla stock options. A 2018 pay deal was voided in court and later partially restored, meaning huge amounts of potential wealth might or might not count, depending on the ruling outcome. Put all of this together, and it's no wonder respected sources can disagree by hundreds of billions of dollars. When Forbes says Musk is worth over $800 billion, they're not claiming he can spend that money on a yacht or a private island. Instead, the number reflects what his asterisk shares and private holdings are estimated to be worth today if they were sold at current valuations. To put it in perspective, if Musk sold some of that stock, the act of selling would almost certainly lower the value of what he still owns, making the number collapse. So in reality, his wealth is more like a score in a video game than a stack of cash in a vault. Musk has even claimed he expects to pay over $500 billion in taxes over his lifetime, highlighting just how theoretical these figures are. And despite being the richest person alive, viral social media posts continue to remind us that money doesn't guarantee happiness or even easy liquidity. Here's the real takeaway. Elon Musk's net worth is huge on paper, likely between $680 billion and $850 billion, depending on the source. Most of that wealth is illiquid and tied to valuations, not cash he can spend. Real net worth changes daily with markets, and private company valuations can be especially volatile. So when headlines say Elon Musk is worth $800 billion, what that really means is that if all his shares were valued at today's estimates, that's the number they land on, not that he has that amount of spendable money. So the next time you see a headline about the richest person on Earth, remember, wealth on paper isn't the same as wealth in hand. And if Musk does one day hit that trillion-dollar milestone, it'll be as much a story about valuation math as it is about real-world cash.